Hi, and welcome to Oracle Hospitality Virtual Connect. My name is Thomas Aman, and I'm a Principal Strategic Account Executive here at Oracle. In today's session, we will talk about Oracle's Nor1 upsell solutions and how they can help you as a hotel or hotelier drive those incremental revenues we're all looking for today, how to engage with your guests in a more meaningful way, and ultimately how to improve operations. Now let's dive right in. Right, so we've segmented this into three areas. Let's start with the incremental revenue. As you will learn throughout this session, our solutions will help you drive that incremental demand that is there for your premium inventory, right? It helps you also monetize and capitalize on the demand that is there for different attributes and features that all of your hotels and all of you have to offer. And of course, also on other products and services available at your property. You will get started immediately with a no-cost Opera PMS integration and a no-cost integration for other digital channels that we already have available today. What has helped many hoteliers, especially in the recent months, but even before that, is very recovery-friendly performance model pricing, which we continue to offer. Second, our solutions, as you will learn, will really help create those relevant, personalized offers at the right time for the right guest. As well as at the time of check-in, we will support your agents in engaging with the guest about a more meaningful experience by presenting the right offers and actually also training them on how to deliver those offers to the guests and engage with them. When it comes to operations, the key is automation. Take away those manual tasks from your team and automate them, right? We've all talked about it. Staffing remains a challenge. So the least you can do for all of your upselling efforts across this customer journey, automate them, and we can help you with that. So what does that actually look like throughout the customer journey, right? So when we talk about the Nor1 solutions, we talk about three key solutions. And these three solutions cover the entire life cycle after a booking is made by a guest up until the guest actually checks in and is on site at the property. So there's different areas which you might already touch the guest today, right, in this pre-arrival stage. But you might not make relevant offers, and that's where we come in. First, there's eStandby Upgrade, which is our core solution. eStandby really covers the entire part of the cycle after a booking is made, up until 24 hours before arrival. Last minute, meaning within the last 24 hours before arrival, there's Express Upgrade, which is a confirmed upgrade solution which takes into consideration real-time inventory and automates the entire process for you as a property. And then last but not least, there is Checkin merchandising, which is a combination of actual sales skill training and technology, which will help your front desk operations teams automate a lot of the tasks that they have to do manually today. It will help them in how to engage in a more meaningful way with your guests and what relevant offers to make to those guests at what price. So let's focus a little bit first on the pre-arrival stage. There's, as I already mentioned, different digital marketing channels that you might already use today or you might not, and where we can help you really expose the most relevant offers at each of those touch points to your guests, right? And it gives the guest at times, sometimes a first, second, and a third chance to be exposed to an offers, depending on when they are ready and willing to look and be interested about a potential upgrade. You can see some common samples here of a brand.com confirmation screen, a confirmation email, a branded pre-arrival email. It could be a mobile application, or it could be also a very specific pre-stay email that is sent a couple of days before the guest arrives with the offer to request an upgrade. Once any of these channels is clicked through by a guest and we draw their interest for the potential upgrades, the guest will be able to see a confirmation of their originally booked room and then also a selection of the offers. This is where we apply artificial intelligence and really take a look at the different variables of each reservation to determine which is the most relevant offer for this guest Also, by looking at historical transactions, what have other guests paid for an upgrade in the past, and at what price point did they convert? And so each guest will get these relevant offers. Generally tends to be a combination of room and non-room related offers on this specific offer page. Ultimately, all things upselling would land in this cloud-based extranet, right? Where you as a hotel can view and manage all things upselling. Now, this is fully automated. Remember, we are fully integrated here into Opera PMS. And if available, an upsell is automatically pushed into the reservation record and updated there in real time, right? And I kind of highlighted that for you right here. It doesn't matter if you're on Opera Cloud or if you're still on Opera v5 and considering moving to the cloud. The automation for the Nor1 solutions works with all of the versions. So let's talk a little bit about the heart of your hotel, the heart of operations, the front desk, right? So many hoteliers are facing a similar challenge today, right? There tends to be some type of natural turnover at the front desk throughout the year. There tend to be conflicting priorities about what an agent should do as part of a check-in process. We don't want to add time to that, right? But at the same time, we want your agents to engage with the guest about what the property has to offer, right? So that ultimately you as a hotel can monetize more from a guest, especially when it comes to those incremental opportunities that clearly are there throughout that journey. So to illustrate a little bit further to you how check-in merchandising as part of the Nor1 set of solutions can really help with technology and training with that, let's take a look first at what the traditional front desk upselling looks like today. So if you as a hotelier look at your own property and you want to see how are we doing today, what are the efforts we have in place, you might say we have nothing in place. Oh yes, we have a fairly manual program in place today that is managed by our own team. And if that's the case, it likely looks like a combination of some of the following. Fairly static pricing, right, based on a spreadsheet where one specific price is determined for a specific suite that is to be used throughout the year or throughout a season. Offers that are made by agents and your staff members tend to be not very targeted at all. It is up to each agent to decide what to offer to which guest at what time. Exclusions, what a guest is eligible to be actually be upsold to or not eligible to, is generally not directly available to the agent, right? It is fairly reliant on the individual agent's product knowledge around what does this room type look like, what features and benefits does this suite have, et cetera, et cetera. The tracking and the administration and enablement on the program itself is fairly manual, very archaic at times. We're talking about spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheets, we're talking about printouts and one-by-one comparison of each and every single reservation to ensure that not only the right posting was made, but the guest actually also paid for it at checkout. Bottom line, traditional programs generally tend to be fairly inconsistent because, again, business levels change, staffing levels change, and so does the knowledge that comes with that, and so does the consistency or inconsistency of such a program at a property today. So let's take this a step further, look into 2021 and see what check-in merchandising can do for you. So check-in merchandising works based on dynamic pricing. So it's similar to our pre-arrival solutions. It takes a look at the different variables of the particular reservation. The algorithm takes into consideration historical transactions, buyer behavior profiling, and also, of course, what has this guest been exposed to in a potentially a pre-arrival channel already, and will then determine a dynamic price and the right offer for that particular guest, right? So personalized offer. Takes into consideration, which is extremely important for an agent, real-time inventory. At this moment in time, what is it I can actually offer to the guest, right? Without having to go and search through different screens, having it all in one place, right at their fingertips, right? enabling the agent to actually stay in a relevant communication and conversation with the guest, while intelligence does the rest of the work for them. It supports robust business rules, right? To be able to determine that a guest that comes from an airline market code might not be eligible for this or this potential offer, but maybe for another offer. It will determine that a guest based on a certain VIP code might be eligible for this, but not for that, right? We help to display specific features and benefits and determine those for each and every particular room at your property and room type. To then also for agents that do not know the inventory so well, that haven't seen every single room, because they may have just started to work at the property, it helps them engage with this tool from the very beginning, from week one, right? And be part of these efforts. The tracking, all the manual spreadsheets you're keeping today, these days are gone, right? Tracking will be fully automated from this application. We'll track what is posted, we'll track what is paid for by the guest, and we ultimately provide you then at the end of the month with the full proof. So your accounting and your front desk management team can simply continue using the solution without having to manually do those tracking efforts themselves. Bottom line, it keeps the entire efforts and efforts around revenue, incremental revenue generation at the time of check-in, enablement and administration of all upselling efforts very consistent across the board over time, which is something that doesn't exist today. So if we look at check-in merchandising, which you can see a sample right here, cloud-based, directly, real-time, and fully integrated into your Opera PMS solution. It helps the agent through education, incentivification, and gamification, being able to track and see what their contribution has been to the efforts this month, this quarter, this year, compare it to the team, the different team members. It's fairly intuitive, easy to use interface, and really keeps track of what's actually happening at the front desk. At the same time, there's a real-time arrival list, which allows each agent to interact with the specific arrival that's coming in at this moment in time and that agent is checking in, to be able to determine what are the recommended offers, right? Based on what we just looked at, real-time inventory, and based on that profile of guest, that this guest is most likely and willing to pay for, and it's most relevant for that guest in the first place. Again, really support not only room inventory, but also non-room inventory offers. We talked about the alignment across the customer journey, and it continues with check-in merchandising, specifically for guests that have been exposed, have seen offers in the pre-arrival stage based on their interaction with those offers, meaning did they convert? Did they look at it? Were they interested but not convert? What prices did they see? What offers did they see? And of course, based on what they have originally booked and paid, now again, our artificial intelligence will support what offers are to be made for those guests. So the agent remains in full control at their fingertips at all times, understands what has this guest already been seen versus what offer can I make him right now at this time based on real-time inventory. To be able to track your efforts, right, as a general manager, hotel manager, or as part of the hotel management team, you can use as part of our cloud-based application a tool called Insights, which will give you, as the tool already is named, insights into the actual upsell performance by products and by individual agents' performance. For that, we use different metrics and KPIs to really help you understand deeper, right? Where does my upsell incremental revenue come from? And in which areas do we want to focus a little bit more in the coming months, right? Because there is area for improvement. So with all that, let's now summarize. Innovate, adapt, and grow with eStandby and Express Upgrade. Remember, We can help you engage with your guests anywhere from booking to confirmation to pre-arrival, up until last minute right before arrival, through different digital marketing channels that may already be available, or we can help enable for you during our implementation efforts. Automation remains the key if you want to adapt, right? Let's remove all these manual tasks from your team, have them focus on your guests, and let's have the automation and the technology take care of the automation, front end and back end. These solutions will help you really start monetizing on features and attributes that all your rooms, your categories, but also your hotel have to offer. And we, our team, will help you determine what those are and what those might be. Creative ways of things you might have not even thought about. In addition, we will really help you also drive those extra revenues from other products and services that you have available to offer at your property today. Last minute, within those last 24 hours, right, the number and percentage of guests booking last minute has increased in the last 12 to 18 months. And our solution, specifically Express Upgrades, really helps you also capture that demand that we see there. That all comes from a no-cost, with a no-cost integration into the different digital marketing channels we have available today, and a no-cost integration into Opera PMS. On top of all of that, we really still to this day offer a recovery-friendly, performance-based pricing model. Innovate, adapt, and grow with Checkin merchandising. We've just taken a look at the traditional front desk upsell programs and in comparison to what you can achieve with Checkin merchandising. So let's keep in mind, let's add value and relevance to your check-in process. Let's not add more time, right? Let's jointly eliminate those manual efforts and spreadsheets you're keeping, or you might be keeping, or your team has to go through on a daily basis. So your agents can actually keep that eye contact with your guests and engage with them in a meaningful way. Let's use technology and actual sales skill training to have your agents be empowered, right? Be more skilled and enabled, right? To really use the technology to their advantage and focus on the guest. That's what you can also expect from Checkin merchandising. Insights, what we just looked at. Use the dashboards that helps you as a management team and your team understand what your performance today looks like and where improvement is needed. Take advantage of all the training options and facilities that we have, right? That might be a training directly and personally on site, that might be a training remotely and live, that might be the different online training services that are available, right? Again, the no-cost integration to Opera PMS, and as well here, recovery-friendly performance model pricing. With that, I truly hope this was relevant and helpful and educational to you. I enjoyed it. I hope we speak soon. Please reach out to us if you have any further questions. Any of my colleagues and myself will be available. And thank you for tuning in, and see you soon.